As we reported earlier, the Vatican is weighing in on the situation in Nicaragua, where President Daniel Ortega's government continues to target the Catholic Church and clergy, including the recent arrest of a bishop and the shutting down of several church-owned radio stations. We go now to Mike Gonzalez, a senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Mike, thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate it. So what's the latest in the situation in Nicaragua? What can you tell us?
Well, as you said, Bishop Rolando Alvarez was kidnapped in Matagalpa last Friday, and he was not alone. They also took other priests. This is but the latest action out of many. The Nicaraguan government, the dictatorship of Daniel Ortega, is now an out-and-out war with Catholics in his country. Catholicism, it comprises about 60% of the population. It goes back to 2018 when there were the protests against his dictatorship, and he's never liked the church anyway. He's a real Marxist, Daniel Ortega. He obviously was the leader of the Sandinistas in the 80s. So this has been going for a long time, and it's a real repression. I mean, one of the most repressive states against the church right now is at our doorstep, and the Biden administration wants to play nice with them.
We know that the bishop is under house arrest, but what about the clergy who are arrested? Do we know where they are, what their situation is?
No, we do not know. I don't think so. I think that what we hear is that they have been arrested by the government, but to me, that was just a kidnapping. Look, this has happened for a long time. Silvio Baez, Monsignor Silvio Baez, had to flee the country 2 years ago when the U.S. Embassy warned him that he's about to be arrested. He had been beaten up already. As you know, 18 nuns of the Sisters of Charity were kicked out of the country. Ortega feels he can do anything he wants now. He is faced with a very weak administration in Washington, with the State Department that doesn't seem to understand Latin America or the Marxist takeover of the hemisphere. Is very ill-equipped to deal with this.
And Mike, I'm curious, is this the first time that Catholic leaders have been targeted over there in Nicaragua?
No. We know even in the when the dictator was Anastasio Somoza, he also targeted, and he was not a dictator of the left. He was a dictator of the right. He also targeted the Catholic Church. This is not a new thing, but not at this level. This is now sustained targeting of the Catholic Church. Back in the 80s, Daniel Ortega had a couple of priests in his cabinet, Cardenas and Miquel Descados Brockman, but that was then and this is now. This is now a very Marxist fight with the church. To be honest, Pope Francis should be elevating this. He hasn't.
Yeah, we know, and we did report that Pope Francis addressed this issue yesterday. I also want to talk about the Biden administration and the international community. What about them? I mean, have they said anything about the targeting of Catholic churches, and what do you think should be done?
I think the Congress should start thinking of hitting Nicaragua with more sanctions. We cannot expect anything out of this White House, out of the National Security Council, or from the State Department. Biden is just trying to reach out to Nicaragua the same way he has reached out to Venezuela, two Marxist dictatorships. The Biden administration seems only to be at war with Guatemala, a country that, with a president who's pro-life, pro-American. This obviously bothers, President Biden, Kamala Harris, Susan Rice, and the rest of the Biden administration. But they don't seem to be as bothered by what is taking place in Nicaragua. But it's very serious. Congress should take a look and exercise some oversight.
All right, Mike, we have to leave it right there. But thank you so much for coming on and weighing in. We appreciate it.